Hello once again, this is Brother Teacher. I have something to say. I didn't touch on this subject last month when it occurred, but I'm touching on it now. And it has to do with the senseless killing of Stephon Clark in Sacramento, California last month by 2 Sacramento police officers who were responding to supposedly, allegedly, a vandalism call where someone was described as breaking out windows on automobiles, cars. Upon arriving at the scene, they were supported by air support, which was a helicopter shining a light onto the ground or the area. They were pursuing an individual. They arrived at someone's backyard. Later on, we find out that it was the backyard of Stephon Clark's grandmother. He was standing in the backyard, standing, not running, standing. Once they got to the backyard, you hear one police officer shout out, "Show me your hands, gun," and they begin to fire a barrage of bullets, 20 in total. 8 bullets hit Stephon Clark, 22-year-old black man with 2 children, killing him. And all he had in his hand was a cell phone. If he did break out any car windows that night, if he was the person in question who may have vandalized something in the neighborhood, if he was that person, was the death penalty on site the answer? The 2 police officers turned off their audio on their cameras, their body cams, and that's suspect alone. Why did this happen if they were not hiding something? Oh, I know. It's being investigated. Ladies and gentlemen, video camera footage doesn't lie. It doesn't discriminate. It's raw. And it shows exactly in real time what occurred. So, he's dead now. He's been buried. His brother, Stephon, has been behaving erratically in front of the media, on social media, at the mayor's office, and even recently he was arrested for some sort of criminal bad conduct. And from what I understand, he's been released since then, since last week. Whatever the reasoning is behind what he has done, Stephon that is, I don't know. I don't know if it's because he can't cope with the fact that his brother was murdered. And I do mean murdered by 2 Sacramento police officers. Or it could just be who he is anyway. But that does not detract away from the fact that Stephon, his brother, was killed by 2 police officers who didn't give him a chance to identify himself, who should have had perhaps backup. Why is it that you're in this neighborhood and you treat it as if you're in the jungle, tracking down some sort of wild animal? Now, again, you were called for what reason? Under the cover of night on top of this, are you paranoid? Are you undertrained? So, at the end of the day, there's a black man, a young black man, dead because of what you assumed was a gun. This type of crap has happened too often, too much, over the past 5 to 10 years with black men in America. one state and city, you hear of a black man being murdered by the police, Philando Castile. Another state, city, Laquan McDonald, Chicago, Illinois. And it was hidden for a year. Another state, city, Cleveland, Ohio, Tamir Rice, playing with a toy gun. 12 years old, shot and killed by a police officer. Texas, Sandra Bland, pulled over for a traffic violation, asked to put her cigarette out. She refused to put it out in her car, forced out of the car into the ground, and supposedly she hanged herself while in custody. Why was she arrested at all? New York, Eric Garner, pleading with the police, asking them why are they harassing him every time he's minding his own business. Did that warrant one of those officers to go behind him and put him in a choke or stranglehold, and then the rest of them pounce on him, and then he dies of suffocation? What are we going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Black community, communities, what are we doing to right this injustice? All of you in the other communities, the white community, the Asian community, the Latino community, what are we doing? What are you doing to show and exhibit your disdain for this type of behavior in our police departments across the nation that are supposed to be what? Protecting and serving? It seems as though they have been arriving and killing, especially if you're black. Am I saying that whites have not been killed by the police? I didn't say that. But disproportionately, blacks have been killed. Disproportionately, blacks have been labeled and profiled. Disproportionately, blacks have been arrested. Starbucks, for example, just recently, for doing what? Waiting 2 or 3 minutes, then the police is called, and they're in custody for 9 hours. What are we going to do, ladies and gentlemen? That is my question for you today. What are we going to do? And if you've done anything, if you're an individual or an organization, what have you done to bring attention to what's going on? Well, really, attention might be the wrong word, because we all have attention to what's going on. The world has attention to what's going on. But has anybody done anything that's going to stop the slaying, the brutal slaying of mothers, fathers that are in the black community across America, who have been taken away from their families, their children? What you going to do? That's all I'm at.